You don't need Republicans to expose the left anymore. They're doing it themselves. The old heroes contradicting their own words, the elites quietly changing their tune, and the so-called leaders pretending we didn't see what we saw. Gaslighting at its finest. And their problem isn't Trump, it's that the truth is catching up. Let's get into it. We're nearly a month into this Schumer shutdown. Democrats decided to vote not to reopen the government. Flights have been delayed, families unpaid, and now the pressure is not coming from the Republicans, it's coming from the Democrats' own side.
Republicans are not the only ones asking Dems to end this all. So far, 5 unions and 4 of the largest airlines have called on lawmakers on the left to pass Republicans' clean bill to fund the government. Watch this.
The biggest way to ensure the safety, security, and reliability of our national air traffic control system is to pass a clean, continuing resolution.
Everyone knows, the Vice President, Congress, is that this shutdown needs to end now. It has to happen now. These guys need to convene, say yes to that clean CR, get this thing back on track, and again, restore that confidence in the American public.
But let's get a clean CR and get that negotiation done behind closed doors without the pressure and without putting the American workers and the American economy at risk.
Major unions, major airlines, all telling the Democrats enough. And when even your biggest supporters are begging you to stop, that's not leverage, that's collapse. This week, Kamala tried to rewrite history. She downplayed the obvious, acted like the last few years were something else entirely. So I'll just let her own words and the footage do the talking. Check this out.
You're still reluctant to criticize the former president.
In what regard, please?
Well, just in terms of that question. So you went on...
What exactly would you like to ask? Be more specific, if you don't mind.
Was it Joe Biden's decision, his failure to recognize his own frailties in that position, that put you in the position that made it almost impossible to win that race?
He was not frail as president of the United States.
Yeah, okay, Kamala.
This isn't the first for Biden, who spent much of this term defending his record against claims he's too old for another tilt. If he runs, wins, and serves a full term, Joe Biden will be 86 years old when he leaves office.
God bless you all. If you agree with me, go to Joe 30330. We choose truth over facts.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Play the radio. Make sure the television, make sure you have the record player on at night, the phone. Make sure the kids hear words. For the proposition that we hold these truths to be self-evident. Sounds corny. Not a joke. Think about it. We hold these truths to be self-evident. All men and women created by you know the thing. You know how we talk about it. Are we the people?
US president coming in for a hard landing. The 80-year-old scooped up by naval and security officers, Joe Biden back on his feet, pointing at the culprit.
The General of the International Labor Organization.
This is a historical moment for Brazil and for the U.S. President Biden, can you hear me? You can? Yes, good. And so...
Rapidly rising I don't know.
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was going to put him...
And that's what happens when your talking points age faster than your policies. But she's not the only one pretending nothing has changed, because even Bill Gates, the climate messiah himself, just reversed course.
Individuals like Bill Gates once made dire predictions like this one.
You believe this is the toughest challenge humanity has ever faced?
Absolutely. The amount of change, new ideas, it's way greater than the pandemic.
But now in a sudden about-face, Bill Gates says this, quote, Although climate change will have serious consequences, particularly for people in the poorest countries, it will not lead to humanity's demise, he wrote. People will be able to live and thrive in most places on Earth for the foreseeable future. That's quite a pivot. After a slew of apoplectic predictions, just over 2 years ago, President Biden said this.
If we don't keep the temperature from going above 1.5 degrees Celsius raised, then we're in real trouble. That whole generation is damned. I mean, that's not hyperbole. Really, truly in trouble.
Despite the left's best efforts, the American public was never buying it. As you can see, according to this Gallup poll, less than half of Americans believe climate change will pose a serious threat to their lives. And polling routinely shows just 2% rank climate change as the most important issue to them. You see this in the CNN poll. And this comes after years and years of the left browbeating this issue.
So Bill Gates now says renewables aren't enough. After years of the eat the bugs and save the planet, he suddenly wants nuclear. And wouldn't you know it, he's got skin in the game. Microsoft, where Gates is still a major shareholder, owns a huge stake in OpenAI. And AI burns through power like nothing else. So now the guy who told you to shrink your carbon footprint needs more energy for his own empire. But whatever makes him money, right? The climate prophet just became the carbon king. So unions begging Democrats to open the government, Kamala rewriting Biden's decline, and Bill Gates quietly walking back his gospel. That's not reform, that's damage control. They built their brand on fear and control, and now they're running from the fallout. But at some point, even their own side can't pretend anymore. This is hypocrisy at its finest. That's it for today, folks. Like, subscribe, and share. It really does help the channel grow. And as always, keep fighting the good fight. We'll see you next time.